A1. Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Damn. Cooler and I'm flyer too.
Falcon fans, what's happening? What's up? Welcome to the show that's cool and fly too. A1 Forever Sports. I am Chris Tipmore, back with more Falcons training camp as we gear up for these Detroit Lions on Friday. Yes, I can't wait to see what the young guys have. I can't wait to see what this team looks like. But once again, hope everyone is doing well. Peace and blessings. Always be the best version of yourself. Always work towards that. And speaking of that, let's get to the best version of ourselves on this training camp, coming in with days 11 and 12. The Falcons had another day of training camp as we creep up to the first game against the Detroit Lions. Now, on day 11 of Falcons training camp, produced a few things we'll touch on. For starters, defensive lineman Marlon Davidson missed practice, and remember Davidson has had an injury issue since being drafted by the Falcons, so it's something that we should keep an eye on as far as that situation. Also, Nick Thurman left with trainers, and we'll have to see if he'll be able to give it a go on day 12 or not. The Falcons end up waiving Bryce Rodgers, who went down with an injury last week. And of course, we lost Vincent Taylor for the year. The tight end room has gotten pretty packed with the new addition of Mycole Pruitt, who is getting reps with the veterans. I'll be interested to see who the Falcons keep on the roster with having an extra 5 tight ends in total. I say 5 because Pitts and Franks will be options for the position. On day 11, Matt Hennessy started at center over Dahlman. And Marcus Mariota said something interesting about the competition. He said he hasn't noticed the change in rotations with Dahlman and Hennessy. To me, that's not a great thing. So nobody's getting better? Or are they neck and neck? I need a little more. I will let you know that Dahlman did have a great rep against Grady Jarrett. They faced off against each other, and Dahlman stonewalled Jarrett. I hate to tell you guys, but it looks like the battle for center may be the longest battle as it continues. I can't wait to see who comes out with the offensive line to play center on Friday for sure. Day 11 produced one of the best complete days for the offensive line. One-on-ones were very competitive with the offensive and defensive lines being pretty even. I will have to shine a flashlight on that boy Frank Darby, who had one of his best practices since being drafted as a Falcon, with route running, playmaking, and most importantly, hands. He will have to impress in preseason to overcome receivers like Allison and Kai Hodges, who have had a good camp. So good, I'll tell you more about Hodges briefly. To end day 11, the Falcons released the depth chart for this upcoming Friday's preseason game. Let's take a quick look at that. You see, Kai Hodges, Allison, and Dane Bird are all ahead of Frank Darby. Of course, Kyle Pitts is going to be tight end 1, but you see Felipe Franks on there too, behind AF. Of course, Jake Matthews is a starting left tackle, and he has a few backups. Now you see at left guard, Elijah Wilkinson, first string, with Mayfield being second string. And I see Justin Schaefer, and Mayfield better be looking out, because Schaefer may catch up to him as well. And look at this crazy mess. Matt Hennessy or Drew Dahlman. I didn't even know you could even put that on the depth chart. Anyway, right guard and right tackle looks familiar, with having Lindstrom and McGarry both starting, with Gesick and also Ifedi backing up. Right here, it's kind of usual suspects. I expected Patterson and Williams to be where they are, but it was funny to me that Tyler Algier, as great as he's been, is not in the top of this chart, and instead he's a reserve actually. The same with Drake London being a reserve. And you see Frank Darby is like the sixth with the Falcon receiver. So he has a long hill to climb up. Usual suspects as quarterback, as you see, QB1 Marcus Mariota, QB2 Desmond Ritter, third round pick, and of course Felipe Franks, who originally is a quarterback to begin with. On the defensive side, we're going to move through this one pretty quickly. You see the starters here, and you see the backups. Everybody not named Grady Jarrett, I want to see big things out of. I don't know what to expect out of any of these guys outside of Grady Jarrett. Really interested to see what Michael Walker and Rashad Evans brings. And of course, Lorenzo Carter. AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward, you know those are the starters. So same thing with Jalen Hopkins and Richie Grant. Can't wait to see all these guys on the field Friday, man. I'm actually really excited about what's going to happen. I'm cool, I'm laid back, but I'm really excited to see what the Falcons have to bring to the football world and for the fans. Day 12 was the last day in practice before the trip to Detroit, but defensive lineman Marlon Davidson missed another day of practice along with Anthony Rush. But Coach Arthur Smith says not to worry, that they won't be out long term. Of course, since day 11, we got Hennessy. Day 12 provided Dalton at center, with still no clue of who will start Friday. Not one clue at all. Hey, remember Justin Schaefer? Well, he got a couple of one-on-ones going 1 and 2, and is another player I would like to see on Friday. Do you recall me saying in my previous coverage about Coach Smith wanting improvement on the deep ball? Well, day 12 had way more, challenging all personnel on the field, which is actually a pretty good idea since the NFL year by year turns into a pass-first league. First round pick Drake London has kept his word about things slowing down for him because his play continues to rise day by day. Route running, catch radius, and hands with the ability to get yards after the catch. He's still a work in progress, but he's moving up the ladder pretty swiftly. So let's just see what he has on Friday. Sure, he will play. The offense ran smoothly under Marcus Mariota while he was under center. Rookie Desmond Ritter has hit somewhat of a rough patch this week. He went 9 for 14 with a pick. He is showing flashes, but has had a few bad incompletions. One pass he had attempted deep, but it was underthrown and picked off by D. Alford. Now Mariota went 13 for 18 with no picks and has made his claim to starting quarterback being the QB1. However, I still expect to see plenty of Ritter than Mariota on Friday night. Make sure y'all tune in. I know I will be for sure. No, it's not over. I have some more. Former quarterback Michael Vick was a special guest at practice day 12 and gave his take on Mariota. Vick says Marcus will be multi-dimensional and a dual threat. Vick thinks Mariota gives the team more options, and that is true, being able to pass and extend plays with his feet. My players who have stood out so far are Elijah Wilkinson, Drake London, Darren Hall, Richie Grant, and this guy, Felipe Franks. who got some reps in that quarterback going 3 for 4 and a pick to Cornell Armstrong. Outside of that, Franks has been a real deal Swiss Army knife. Wilkinson has pretty much locked up left guard, and Hall and Grant, second-year guys ready to start, shine, and produce. As for Drake London, he will continue to get better as he's a work in progress. You know, he has to still get his footing, but he's trending in the right direction. Falcons, stay focused, come back home with a win. Please and thank you. Well, that's all that we have for now from Falcons training camp. If you've been here for my coverage and analysis the whole time, again, thank you. And if you haven't, well, honestly, keep sleeping on tip. I'll double my load. Peace and blessings to you all. Godspeed. Cooler and fly too. Why settle for less when you can have more with the vision? Be generational, because it's always time to be. Be the best version of yourself. Keep working on that every single day. Until next time, A1 Forever Sports, Chris Tip Moore. I'll holler, y'all.
A1! A1! Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam!